Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are on the Isle of Siptah in map square E12 building a fantasy home. All mods are used are in the pinned comment below, so without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, we're starting off with, of course, the base plate. The blueprint for this build is on screen now, and it's a very simple design. I'll be using stable fence foundations to build out the square parts of the home, and then I'll be attaching the wedges, onto which I will then place more fence foundations on the exterior to make everything run flush. I chose stable for the base plate as it works really nicely for the theme. It's a nice clean wood that retains the rustic feel of the material without being too ramshackle. Next for the ground floor walls. I went through a couple of ideas before I properly started this when it came to the material palette. However, I settled upon Numidian for the ground floor and the tavern pieces from the Dude's Delightful Decorations mod for the top floor. You could quite easily achieve this style as well with Numidian and Yamatai. That is a very comfortable alternative, but I really like the tavern pieces and I haven't used them in a little while. I built the walls 2 tiles high on all sections aside from the wedges, which will remain 1 tile high to facilitate some bay window designs. I separated the rooms and added doors to link them together, and I also built a staircase near the entrance with a small cubby underneath for what will be the bathroom. Once I'd finished the ground floor, I began on the top floor. I started off by using stable ceilings to draw out the floor of the bedroom and the walkway on this floor that will look down into the entrance hall. I added sloped sides to make sure the transition into the bay windows would be smooth, and I then began on the walls. I used a variety of the tavern wall pieces, and I built the walls up on this floor 1 tile high. I also placed down some roof gables to later mount the roof onto. With this style, I'm aiming for something reminiscent of the Tudor architectural style of medieval building that was prevalent in England and Wales between 1485 and 1603. Many peasant homes in that era were constructed from wood and wattle and daub, meaning many of them were too fragile to survive to the modern day. Therefore, this inspiration, you could say, is perhaps more based off of a modern-day Tudor revivalist style, mixing the iconic black and white framed style with a sturdy stone base. It's one of my personal favourite styles of architecture. It's got a very timeless feel about it. Hopefully we do get to see some Tudor style pieces in an official Conan DLC at some point, rather than having to rely on mods and workarounds. Once I'd finished the walls, I began to mount the roof. I chose Numidian roof pieces as they work perfectly for the style I'm aiming for with this home. The shingles will work nicely against the wood and stone, and the darker tone of the roof pieces will help to accentuate the highlights and the midtones that are prevalent throughout the design. I built a fairly simple roof structure, nothing too fancy, but I made sure to try to build them in a very cohesive style that links the build together to ensure the home was capped off in a way that was as stylish as it is functional. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the build, I've added some extra trees outside the home, and I've also included some lanterns and lots of ivy hanging from the stonework, which adds nicely to the fantasy feeling of this cosy home. Entering the house, we are in the entrance hall. This is the heart of the home, and it connects to all other rooms. There's a small dining area here, along with some heavily stocked shelves and a small reading corner next to the stairs. Underneath said stairs is the small cubby that contains the bathroom. It's a very small, cramped room, but I think it fits nicely into this build, both in terms of form and function, but also stylistically. Through the first door we have the lounge, a place of calm relaxation in front of the fireplace. This room contains yet more heavily stocked shelves, a loom in the corner, and some chairs to sit on, including a very nice rocking chair. Through the second door is the kitchen. This is a fairly small area, but it contains all of the necessary appliances and provisions to cook up tasty meals regularly. The kitchen even has its own bread oven for baking fresh loaves. Heading upstairs, the walkway has a small seating area at the end and looks over the entrance hall below. The windows here allow you to look out over the coastline of the northwestern side of the isle, which provides some very nice vistas. Entering the bedroom, this is a warm place of relaxation. It contains a small desk and office space, along with a comfortable bed, flanked either side by flowers and lanterns to cultivate a welcoming atmosphere in this room. And there we have it, a fantasy home on the Isle of Siptah in Map Square E12. Thanks for watching. I always really enjoy these sorts of builds, very heavily decorated fantasy style homes. I've done one or two in the past, but it's been a good while, so I felt like doing another one today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this as much as I did. If you like the channel and would like to see more content in the future, there are links in the description to my Twitter, Twitch, Discord, NordVPN discount, Host Havoc affiliate link, and my Patreon. Or, of course, you can simply just leave a like and subscribe. Any of those are greatly appreciated. If you do choose to become a patron, you'll get sneak peeks of future videos, special roles in the Coffee Cult Discord, full-size blueprint downloads, your name at the end of every video, and finally, a brand new edition for the $5 and above tiers, custom-made Conan Exiles wallpapers in both 1080p and 4K resolutions, with patrons at the $20 tier being able to request custom designs. As usual, a massive thanks to our patrons Sadialot, Randar, Connor, Ivy, Velma, Torn, Meryl224, Rashad, and Eagle Rose. If you're new here, I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, so I hope to see you then. As always, take care, and I'll see you soon.